called to order. Good evening and welcome to the September 27, 2018 meeting of the Southeast Upper Board of School Directors. Please stand and salute the flag in a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Scott, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Gallagher.
Present.
Mrs. Irons. Present. Mr. McBride.
Absent.
Ms. Monroe.
Present.
Mr. Wilson.
Absent.
Dr. Wilson.
Absent.
Ms. Woodfolk.
Absent.
Ms. Scott Robinson.
Here.
Ms. Phillips.
Here.
Dr. Butts.
Present.
Mr. DiOrio.
Present.
Mrs. Forbes.
Present.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Present. Please note that anyone wishing to address the board must be a resident or an employee of the district. Provide the name and address and complete the yellow card which you'll find in the back of the room. At this time, I have no comments. There is a student representative report.
Good evening, members of the School Board of Southeast Delco, administrators, teachers, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
Academy Park High School Night Nation kicked off the school year by facilitating back-to-school night with parents and guardians on September 7th, 2018. Parents had the opportunity to meet and interact with the faculty and staff members of APHS Night Nation. Faculty and staff members provided parents and guardians with information related to overall school programs. Monday through Thursday from 2:15 to 2:55, Academy Park High School teachers are available for extra help and tutoring sessions. Auxiliary club activities are available for students Monday through Thursday as well from 2:15 to 2:55. Starting on September 18th, the National Honor Society Club members are available for providing tutoring services for students.
The newspaper club is looking for students to join. The first writing committee meeting took place on Monday, September 17th after school in room 343 with Ms. Ganther and Mr. Russo. On September 18th, after school, they want people to come with no experience needed. And they want people to come with their ideas and just ready to write.
The Rising Scholars Introductory took place on Saturday, September 15th. Parents and guardians were provided with information for the program. The deadline for applications is Friday, September 28th, 2018. If you have any questions or concerns, please see Mr. Gretel.
Congratulations to Deborah Abiola. Deborah has been accepted into the Liberty Youth Wind Symphony. Academy Park High School students are getting ready to vote. AP students have been provided voter registration information during football games and during their lunch period. Thank you to the organizations that have been providing information with voter registration for our students.
Fall rehearsal sessions began taking place on September 18th. Another awesome production will soon be coming. The art department has scholarships of $175 available for students interested in attending weekend classes at Moore College of Art, and $75 scholarships available for students interested in taking classes at Tyler School of Art.
School Spirit Week is going to be on October 1st to October 5th. On Monday, Academy Park High School will be full of superheroes. Students will show their pride by coming to school dressed in their favorite superhero t-shirt or costume. On Tuesday, October 2nd, we want everyone to find their brightest neon colors because we are going back in time to 1980. Punk up your hair in a mohawk like Mr. T or tease your hair like Madonna. On Wednesday, the Powder Puff football games take place at Academy Park's Knight Field at 6 p.m. Come out and watch the classes compete for Powder Puff supremacy. 2019 will win.
Thursday, October 4th is role reversal day. Teachers get to dress like students, and students get to dress like a principal, teacher, counselor, or a staff member. This day always brings lots of laughs. Friday, October 5th. Wear Academy Park, Night Nation, or favorite Eagles gear. There will be a Night Nation pep rally in the afternoon. Fox News' Jennifer Frederick, host of Good Day Philadelphia, will be joining Academy Park again this year. Along with the pep rally, there will also be an Eagles pep rally on Friday morning. Again, wear your Academy Park or favorite Eagles gear.
The homecoming parade will take place at Friday night's football game. All district schools will participate and have reorientation at the homecoming parade. At Night Nation Field, the homecoming queen and king will be crowned at the homecoming game. Applications for homecoming queen and king are available starting now, and they must be submitted to Mr. Crenty or Ms. Burns by Friday, September 28th.
I just want to make one announcement. The Powder Puff game has been rescheduled due to a conflict with some of the members of the volleyball team. We want them to be able to participate as well. So the Powder Puff game will be rescheduled for more than likely Wednesday of next week, 2 weeks from now. Right.
Academy Park has introduced a Renaissance Club that helps spread positivity throughout the school.
Meet and greet sessions took place at Academy Park between parents and our administrators. The goal is to communicate school-related information every 2 months. An example of this information provided was an intro on how to use PowerSchool, and the meet and greets will take place every 2 months.
On Wednesday, October 3rd, there will be an awards assembly to recognize and congratulate 9th grade students that scored proficient or advanced on the 2018 PSSA and/or the Algebra Keystone examination. Parents and guardians are invited to attend the event.
The final opportunity for members of the class of 2019 to have their senior portraits taken will be on October 25th and October 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Appointments must be scheduled at www.ouryear.com. The school code is 87059. 87059. On October 3rd, there will be a half day at school for all Academy Park High School students. Dismissal will be at 11 a.m. On October 8th, there will be an in-service day for Southeast Delco faculty and staff members. All students will be off on this day.
On September 5th, the girls' soccer team had a tough loss to Penwood with a 5-3 score. However, they played their hearts out and battled through the extreme heat. Stephanie Saley scored 3 goals for the Knights and has the first team hat trick for the program. Kayla Minus did a phenomenal job holding down the midfield. Agarine Tunkunda and Sierra Coleman also had superb games on defense. On September 18th, volleyball coach John Basili earned his 300th victory as the coach of the AP varsity volleyball team. The game against Chichester was a close one. The set scores were 25-21, 19-25, 28-26, and 25-23. The intense nature of the match made the victory that much sweeter. If you know Basili, you know the incredible passion he has for coaching. He has been and continues to be an inspiring leader for the program. Coach Basili knows how to effectively motivate the team and truly cares for his volleyball girls on and off the court.
On September.
Okay. On September 14th, the girls' tennis team dropped a hard-fought match at Upper Darby. Winning for the Knights was Raja Azor in singles. Also playing well but dropping close matches were Camille Erskine in singles and the double teams of Kate Banthavong, Victoria Scott, and Esmeralda Reese, as well as Gwyneth Bevins. On September 19th, the girls' tennis team defeated visiting Chichester 4-1 for a key Del Val League victory. Winning for the Knights was Camille Erskine and Taylor Smith. In singles and the doubles were again Akiyama Rogers, Brielle Jackson, and Kate Fathavong, as well as Victoria Scott and Azia Bay. They dropped a tough 3-set decision at the singles.
On September 20th, the girls' tennis team defeated Del Valle League rival Penwood yesterday 4-1 for their second win in a row. The victory placed the Knights solidly in first place with a 3-0 league record. Winning for AP were Raja Azor and Camille Erskine in singles, and the double teams of Taylor Smith and Asia Bay, and Akima Rogers and Bria Jackson. On September 21st, the girls' tennis team dropped a hard-fought match at Friends Select. Playing well were the doubles teams of Victoria Scott and Anaya Pyatt, and Esmeralda Reese and Gwyneth Bevins. On September 24th, the girls' tennis team defeated visiting Norristown 6-0. Winning for the Knights were Raja Azor, Camille Erskine, and Akima Roger in singles, and the doubles teams of Taylor Smith and Asia Bay, as well as Kate Fanthavong, Victoria Scott, and Bria Jackson and Anaya Pyatt.
This concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
Thank you very much, young ladies. And would you give us your names, please?
Nadia Scott,
I'm Cheyenne Phillips.
Thank you very much. Is she keeps both of them on? If you ladies would like to leave now, because I know you have homework to do.
Thank you. Are we supposed to do that?
Dr. Butch, do you have a superintendent's report?
Yes, I do. A brief one. Thank you very much for the student presentation and welcome back. And welcome back to all of our students. We had back to school nights over the last month in all of our buildings. I believe we have finished that in all of our buildings now. So everybody is looking forward. One of the items coming up, we have gone into a new student database, student information system called PowerSchool, and we are doing our interim progress reports beginning next week. So there will be a Global Connect going out next Friday, indicating that the progress reports will be available online. We've had some parents sign up and students sign up for receiving their information and grades online. Anybody who wants a hard copy, paper copy, can notify the child's school to receive it. I would imagine we'll have quite a few requests and we'll print them out. Key thing is the grades are available as the teachers enter them now, a live grading system that parents can follow their students' grades very closely. Or the student can follow their grades very closely. So,
all buildings?
question?
Is it all buildings?
All
just-
buildings.
All buildings. Okay.
So, not the K Center.
Not the K Center.
So the K Center still, we're utilizing a hard copy report card. And also grades 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2. So grades 1 and 2 also have a more traditional report card. That is the key items. Just wanted to highlight the artwork continues to be from Hare School, and the grades 1 through 8 buildings will be on display over the next 2 months, October and November, so we'll look forward to that. Each of the art teachers and their students will be providing works of art for us for the next 2 months. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the August 23, 2018 regular board business meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills? Ms. Gallagher?
Oh, yes, Madam President. Let me see. On page 157, Sovereign Leasing, $234,000. And on 159, it just says new bus lease. Now, it's also the exact same amount, $239,000. Oh, the manager. Are these the same Sovereign Leasing with just two bills exactly the same?
One moment.
157, 159.
So
They're the exact same amount.
there's, what was the first page number?
150.
157.
On ours is 158.
So 158
158.
is,
Or 159, I think is the other one.
So 158, I see the 234, so we have two separate bus leases.
right.
One should be 234,000 and the other one should be like one or something. So what's the?
So the other one's Santander leasing. Both
What?
are listed.
Is it just a mistake, or do we
One's-
actually send
One
them a check?
Sovereign leasing, 234, one Santander leasing, 234. So we'll have to look at that and get back to the board.
Okay.
It is checks to two different companies. We do have two different leases and through two different lease companies. No.
No?
The same company. So the lease name used to be Sovereign and now it's Santander. I will look in.
Okay,
So,
Vanessa,
yes.
on page 160, Santana Bus is for 146,000.
Right, so that's the
Okay.
second, that's the second
So,
lease.
all right, I
So
under,
I'll have to check on the Sovereign Santander.
All right.
for both of these. The other two. So we
So-
have two separate leases.
right, we do-
One is for 234 and one is for 146.
okay, right.
But
But we-
that second one for 234, I have to check why that one.
So how often do we pay
Uh,
the lease? So
These are the yearly,
they're yearly?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, those are the yearly
Sorry
lease
for that.
amounts.
So we'll have to
Okay.
look at that.
Right,
That
so
might save you some money, okay.
Don't count on it, but we will see.
Right, so this is the same company?
Right, so I
Okay,
have
yeah,
to
that's
look
why.
and see, like, what, it's two different companies with the payment. My thought is one of those is a void, but it's not written on here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and I just wanted to comment on the fact that we purchased from Pearson, which we have been dealing with for years, $295,000 worth of material to educate our students. And of course, the Delaware County Intermediate Unit again is billing us for $457,783. Would that be something that they start at like in September? I think we always seem to have a large bill, and then they bill us during the year. But do they always give us a large bill, Delaware County? It's on 137, page 137.
So generally with the IU, there would be a large bill that's divided 4 payments, and so often there'll be a bill that will hit right around the beginning of August into September, and then we'll pay 3 additional payments.
And I had asked earlier, before the meeting, about 5 Star, which was the contractor who was putting in the boiler and at Delcroft. And the reason that I was concerned about it was because we had 6 invoices or bills, and they amounted to 288,000 some. So I know that they were doing the boiler, and I know that cost a lot of money. But is it possible to have a copy of the other services that they have done at the Delcroft School?
So you want a
Like,
copy
well, yeah,
of the
well,
bill, because
Like they would send an invoice for a certain amount of money, and it would state on it what service they provided, right?
right. So the one payment for the 211, that's for the boiler project. They did the HVAC on the boiler.
Okay,
That
so that,
total contract was $448,000.
wow.
And the smaller payment, the 16,000, they did the plumbing also on the Delcroft boiler.
Okay,
And that full contract was $53,000.
okay, so that would account for the other invoices. All right, thank you.
Any more?
I was just curious as to what the black box was that has to do with the phones. $16,000 that we paid. So I was just curious to find out what service that was. It's called Black Box. It's on page 160, and it said phone service. So I'm assuming it has something to do with, I don't know, the internet.
Black Box Network Service. It says phone service.
It just says phone, yeah.
That's the maintenance contract for the phone service in the district. So every year, that's the maintenance contract for Black Box.
Oh, for all the phones in the district?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says
thank you.
IT support / fiber services.
yes.
You do what?
It says IT support and a fiber service.
Oh, I didn't write that part down. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully we can knock down on some of our bills.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher.
But I just wanted to say one more thing, okay? I was looking at last year's bills for the same, for September, and the cafeteria fund in 2017 was $58,917, and the cafeteria fund in September, okay, that's 58. 99,866. It was such a large amount that that's what I'm questioning. Did we do something different with the
likely
cafeteria, or?
Is there a large purchase that went through?
I believe it's
So there
The
was a
van.
large purchase of a van through the
Yes.
cafeteria. So,
Oh,
the
that was
van
the
that was
all right.
approved, yes.
Now,
There's
I
a-
remember from last month talking
Yeah.
about the van.
so there's
Okay.
a purchase of a van that provides shuttle of food items and supplies between our buildings.
Okay, it was just a shock when I went from 58 to 99. It was, so thank you for,
I believe that was about a $25,000-$30,000 vehicle.
and we did okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mrs. Gallagher. Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $6,156,190.54?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There is no old or unfinished business. Questions on the bills? Are there any questions on new business items? I'm sorry. Are there any questions on new business item 1 through 5? Are there any questions on education items 1 through 4? Are there any questions on finance items 1 through 3? Are there any questions on human resources items 1 through 19?
I have two questions, real
Yes,
quick.
Ms. Irons.
On human resources. So it's just a follow-up question. Number 10, we're getting ready to approve. I'm assuming credit recovery is getting ready to start. So my follow-up question is, we discussed this in June about grading for credit recovery and summer school. So it basically, you told us that we were going to wait till this time of the year. Has a decision been made about how we're going to grade the kids? I'm kind of piggybacking off of what Ms. Forbes asked the question.
So if I recall, the question at the time was, if a student retakes a course, how does the grade for the retook course get averaged or worked out on the transcript? And I do not have a response on that. So
Okay.
I'm tasked Mr. Robinson and Dr. Ryan to, if you can, prior to middle of next week, give me a thumbnail sketch of what our plans are with credit recovery, starting with summer school conclusion. We do have a process that has been in place. The concern that was raised is generally the students are most interested in just getting the makeup course over and done with, but there definitely are a number of students that are very concerned about what's the level of the grade, and that was really the background question, not just getting by, but being able to get as high a grade as possible. So we'll give a follow-up, and if it's okay, middle of next week by Wednesday, if Dr. Ryan and Mr. Robinson can touch base on that, and then if I need something in writing, and then I'll just forward that to the board members. Okay?
All right, thank you. And my last one is for 14 supplemental contracts. I see there's a newspaper at every school, and I was just wondering, I've heard several comments that sometimes the board doesn't support us, and I just want to know if we could get copies of any newspapers from the principals, if they could send us copies, because I would like to brag about, take our newspapers to my job and show the wonderful work in the district. So basically, can we have copies so I can see what's going on? And all the wonderful writings from the students.
Good idea.
Would that be?
I believe
Something
we
I can ask?
have most, if not all, of the principals here. So in the supplemental list, there are, in most of the schools, a newspaper being approved.
Mhm.
So let me just make sure I have the information right.
I think it's
So,
everyone except for the
um,
babies.
Yes.
Mhm.
So every building, all the grades 1 through 8 buildings have a person that's appointed doing the supplemental labeled under newspaper. So the request is to uh, have the board get the actual product that's made. Correct?
Yes, I would just
Okay,
like to
thank
see if
you.
they're doing. That's it, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ayers. Are there any questions on policy 1 through 4? Are there any questions on property items 1 and 2? Are there any comments from the public regarding agenda items?
Yes. One of the items is supplementals, and I believe there's 3 individuals who have listed district musical. And so my judgment is that is a agenda item, unless somebody chooses to want to do their question at the end in the public comment not related to the agenda. So we'll call names.
4.
So I believe this was the order they came with.
All the same.
I believe this is the order they came with.
Shereen Nurse?
Sure.
Sharon. Ms. Nurse, you have 3 minutes, and would you give your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Sherry Nurse. I live at 915 Elmwood Avenue, Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. I appreciate you allowing me to speak tonight. I know that this may not make some sense to some people,
Want me to do it?
but I understand that there's some kind of riff as to who is going to be the musical director. And Dewey has been offered the job and has accepted the job and has talked to the HR director to make sure that he knows what's expected of him. I've been involved with the musical and the fall play for the past 10 years. I've had the privilege of working with Dewey during the fall play. I've observed his interactions with the students and watched as he taught and challenged the students to go beyond what they thought they could do. This not only included the performers, but also the tech crew, which I know because I heard the rumblings of my husband when he came home. He allows the students to try new things and to be creative. He makes it their play so that they can work on things to take beyond Academy Park out into the real world. He understands our students and wants to see them put on a great performance. He stresses that it's about the students and allows them to try new things and to go out and ask him questions. He is there to teach and guide them as any good teacher would. I've seen his performances he has directed and saw the respect and appreciation that he received from his students, the staff that he worked with, and his parents. As demonstrated, I'm sorry, we don't know that yet. There's a disagreement. My hope is that we can get over those feelings, that we can all stand behind Dewey and work with him, because we're here for the students. We're not here as adults to shine, but for the students to shine. And we need to make sure that that's what happens. And we need to work together as adults. And I hope that Dewey will continue to have your support and that you will enjoy him. I think we're very fortunate to have him to be part of our Southeast Delta musical and a part of our community. The students seem to always appreciate him and work well with him during the fall play. I look forward to helping him with the musical as I continue to help him with the fall play. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Patrick McGowan? Would you give your name and address? You have 3 minutes, sir.
Yes. Good evening. Patrick McGowan, 421 Clifton Avenue, Sharon Hill.
Mhm.
Also concerning about the musical director, I agree with what Ms. Nurse said. It is about the students. I personally have been involved with the fall play and district musical for 24 years, so a little bit more than the 10. And I could tell you that on the fall play side, it has always been roughly between 18 to 20 people, and over the years, it's dwindled to 12, to 10, to 1 year 2 or 3, and last year I believe no fall play at all was performed. As a parent and alumni of the district musical, that is concerning to me. That how can we have a director, hire a director, that if we look at the trend is trending downwards. Our musical program is a stellar program, and I want our kids to succeed and to shine. Couple questions. I emailed the board and Dr. Butz on September 13th. Couple questions I have. They have a fall play coming up this year. How is that getting paid for if there was no fall play produced last year? Typically, the proceeds from the year before pays for the current production. Where is that money coming from? Also, how can a director start taking directorship if there's no contract by this board? Did this board vote for him to be the director yet for this musical? I don't believe so. It's not on any of the board docs. How can he actually conduct business as a director if this board has not offered him a contract? These are my questions. As of to date, other than the acknowledgement email I got from Dr. Butz of my email, I've not heard any response back. So can you answer me? How is he conducting business without a signed contract?
So he's aware, and so are the board members, that it is conditional on the supplemental being approved. It's a supplemental position. All of our supplementals are the coaches, the musical, the music program, the arts program are paid through supplemental contracts approved by the board. This supplemental generally is approved later on in the year. Generally, it's approved in November, December. However, we had a resignation, and that's the reason for wanting to move ahead now so the person can get started. We have approved this supplemental, change in a supplemental for the district musical director as late as January, 1 year when we had a resignation. But we are trying to have the musical have the best chance of being successful, being able to start off the planning process. I have had conversations with Mr. Oriente, who I will continue having conversations. I do review everything in terms of the contracts and in terms of what program, what musical we will be producing. The moving forward in terms of notifying parents, notifying students was an attempt. Sorry, I took all your time. We'll give you a little bit more time. Was an attempt to allow the musical to begin getting information out to students and parents so we can move forward. That has been helpful in the past. I accept responsibility for indicating through our HR department that a person was to be approved, recommended to the board for approval, and that's where we're at. In terms of the funding of the fall play, recently the funding has not been handled the way you explained it. It was not paid out of previous proceeds from the production. As you likely are aware, the same thing has happened with the district musical at times, that the funding has not been enough to cover the cost of the musical production nor the fall play.
Correct, and I do stipulate that because I'm aware of that. However, where is the accountability? Like last year, there was no fall play at all. But did we offer something? Was he paid for a supplemental contract to produce a fall play?
So he worked with students up to the time of the fall play. And he worked with a group of students up to that time during the months of September, October, which was documented with the building administrator and documented through a number of emails. There were a number of students that chose for whatever reason right before the fall play to drop out, and that the work was already done at that point.
Which, and I could appreciate, but I can say, as a concerned parent, that should be a red flag that if kids are going and working through September, October, the question we have to ask ourselves is, why are they dropping out? There has to be a red flag somewhere. If you look at the program, it trended down. As a concerned parent who's been very involved in the musical throughout the years, that's very concerning to me. I don't want this program to fall by the wayside. That being said, I am the type of person, I will work with anybody, but I want my concerns heard. I want this board to understand, yes, look at the trends over the years in the fall play. Our musical program can follow that trend. We don't want that to happen, but I want you guys to be aware of it before you vote on somebody.
So in response to what was sent by email, we did look into the situation, and we have checked out the information and will follow up with making sure that the musical has the best chance of being successful. I have actively been involved with the musical for the last 8 to 9 years, ever since there was a previous issue.
Yep, I remember.
that a number of people spoke about at that time. I will continue doing that. Fall musical, I've always enjoyed the spring musical. I have always enjoyed the presentations, the productions that have taken place. I expect it will continue. The fall play and the spring musical, the recommendation is for the musical director to be named as a supplemental, and that we all get along with putting on the production and working together. But it will take some work. I will definitely be involved throughout that process this year and likely in future years.
Okay, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. DeWitt Oriente? Or Dewey? Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey, I'm sorry. Yeah, come on up, hon. Hi, would you state your name and address, and you also have 3 minutes?
My name is Dewey Oriente. I live at 61 Florence Avenue, Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. Good evening, honorable members of the school board and respected members of the community. Allow me to introduce myself to you. My name is Dewey Oriente. My family and I have been longtime residents of Sharon Hill. I attended Sharon Hill High School and was blessed to be in the first district musical in 1975 and for 5 additional years and shows. I remember the incredible work of Mr. Mike Rayer and still consider him a mentor and friend. This program has meant a lot to me. I have seen the highs and the lows. The program has gone through, and I have a great vision on how to make the program survive to thrive another 30 years. I stand before this governing board having to offset a front of people who really have no idea of who I am, how I work, or what I have to offer to educate and inspire the students of the Southeast Delco School District as I have with my own school program. I have been the director, choreographer, set designer, costume coordinator, set dresser, prop master, and fundraiser for the drama program at Barrack Hebrew Academy for the last 32 years. I started with a budget of hundreds of dollars, and I'm now responsible for my own budget of tens of thousands of dollars, as I produce 5 full shows a year. I am fortunate now to have a design team that assists me with the productions, but there was a time that I was a party of one. My program has withstood the test of time, budget cuts, low attendance, and then a resurgence. My program has produced many fine pillars of the stage and media arts community, including Fred Raskin, Hollywood film editor for the Guardians of the Galaxy series and Fast and the Furious. Matthew Shapiro, executive producer and Emmy winner of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. David Treatman, Tony Award-winning producer of Broadway's revival of Angels in America, and Gideon Glick, Broadway star and original cast member of Spring Awakening on Broadway, to name a few. I am so pleased and honored to have had the opportunity to work with these young minds in my program and inspire them to continue working in the entertainment industry. That is the whole purpose of what I do. I educate, I inspire, I encourage those students who say maybe they can do it into yes, I can do this. There is so much potential in this school district, as I have encountered with many of the students I have worked with as the director of the Academy Park Fall Play for the last 11 years. There are students that still continue to pursue careers in the arts. Ann Finnegan, Anthony Wiegand, and Steve Travers, just to name a few. It is my intention to dedicate all of my energy to the success and continuation of the Southeast Delco musical. I also have a production that goes into... Thank you.
Excuse me. Yeah. Ms. Cherie Kirschkoff.
Hello, my name is Sherry Kirchhoff. My address is 1432 Sharon Park Drive. I'm also a parent of a student at Academy Park High School and have been involved in the district musical for 10 years. I'm also alumni from Academy Park High School and the district musical. So Patrick McGowan did go over most of our concerns. I did send an email, I think in the past week, about our concerns, but I also am concerned about everybody working together and the parents actually being involved, because we've always been able to go to practice. It's been open practice where we can pass out fundraisers, we can help with costumes, make things, work with the stage crew director. So we've always been involved in the entire process. What I've been told is that we're not allowed to do that anymore. We're not allowed to come to practice. It's going to be closed. We're not allowed to be there when the kids are there, which we've always been involved and we've always been able to do whatever else needs to be done. We do a lot of fundraising. We have, made plans to raise money just for production, also for the scholarships. So we're just concerned that we're going to be pushed out and not be allowed to help with anything any longer. So, but Patrick Mayon did go over some of the other issues that, you've already spoke about and addressed.
Okay.
So,
Anything else you want to share in your time, and then I'll do a brief response.
I mean, that's just the other thing. The other things were already addressed, so.
Okay. So I definitely hear the concern. And one of the things that we need for the musical is a strong parent organization that assists with the production. And that's been a major part of the musical productions recently. We'll go back to the time around when I started in the district. The musical was slightly different. There was a director involved that had been the director for years and years and years, and he had his way of handling things. We will have to work through the relationships between parents and the musical production staff so we can get along. And it may take some meetings, and I'm more than willing to participate. And my understanding is the staff also is very interested in continue working with the parents. It has to work together. The TOPS, the parent groups, the parents being involved. With the musical, we need everybody to help out. Otherwise, we don't. See, I took up your time also. Everybody, we need everybody to participate. And I will have a conversation with the musical director around what some of the parameters that I'd like to see. But it has to be each side, each group working together so we can be successful. I can guarantee the parent involvement over the last couple of years looked significantly different than when a teacher was running the program back when it started up. Having said that, having a strong TOPS, and it's one of the, if you look at board policies, it's one of the named districts organizations that is spelled out in a policy that first went into effect back in the late 80s. So there's a long history. We want to support that history and have a viable musical and parents helping us out. So it may take some working through some discussions, but we'll get there. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, because I have been on the board of TOPS for
Yes.
the last 8 years, so I want to continue that. So thank you so much for your time.
Okay. And we definitely want the history in terms of parents having students that have been in the program for quite some time, and your family being one of them. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that's all the comments we have on board on action items.
Okay. New business voting. Do I have a motion to approve new business items 1 through 5?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve education 1 through 4?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finance items 1 through 3?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Wait, it was only one aye.
We need a couple more eyes.
More than one
Oh.
eye. Aye. Aye.
You better eye it up.
I'm like, wait, that was only one eye. You can't have that. Let's try that again, Auntie. We're good.
I think
Did
we're
you
fine.
hear me? Is this thing on? Aye.
Excuse me, do I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 19?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So I want to acknowledge there are 2 items, in all seriousness. At the beginning of the HR agenda, we do want to acknowledge the in-service death of Mr. Aaron Harris, a security officer at Academy Park. We also want to acknowledge the death of Ms. Christine Sorton, former art teacher at Academy Park High School. Both of them passed away, one as recent as this past weekend, and Ms. Sorton earlier in the month. So if we would take just a moment of silence. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve policy items 1 through 4?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve property items 1 and 2?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. County Community Committee report. Dr. Wilson is not here. Ms. Monroe, do you have a report for the Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
There's a literature in your folders. Most of the items I'm going to speak about will be covered in the Legislative Council PSBA.
If you have a report.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to mention that I'm sorry.
Mrs. Forbes, do you have a report from the PSBA Legislative Council?
Thank you, Madam President. I actually do. Okay. So, House Bill 1095, which was revising the graduation requirements, has passed the House and is on to Senate Bill 1095. So now there will be alternative assessments for graduation and not just, well, they're proposing also alternative assessments to graduation, not just to Keystone. So for students who are in vocational programs, they'll be able to use some of those assessments in order to graduate, not just the Keystones. So we're looking forward to that passing.
Thank you, Mrs. Forbes. Mrs. Irons, do you have a report on the Parent Student Advisory Committee?
I do, Madam President. Thank you. Hello, everyone. The Parent Student Advisory Committee was able to go to every back-to-school night, and I want to thank all of the principals for providing area for our organization to come in. We had like I said, we had a table. Sometimes it was 3 of us, sometimes it was all of us. When I did have to go to school, Mr. Bogash stepped up on my behalf, and I want to say, Lance Bogash, where you at, Lance? Thank you. You know you're my rock. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate you. You've been holding our community down for a long time. We received a lot of parent inquiries, and we're excited. Our next meeting is October the 16th at 6 p.m. in Collingdale at the Knight Academy. So any parents interested in coming, please, Knight Academy, the Opportunity Center. I refuse to call it the Alternative Ed Building.
That's fine.
Yeah, you like the Opportunity Center? Thank you. Let me see what else. Okay, I want to give a huge, shout out to Miss McCauley. She is really, I see her a lot on Facebook with a Renaissance and a Spotlight, and she's always asking me for if I have any pictures of community things going on in the community. So I want to say, Mr. Robinson, can you please relay? Actually, and I'm going to do it myself. I will contact Miss McCauley and tell her job well done. I'm so proud. Thank you so much for that. Also, my next shout out goes to Harris Elementary School. Yay, Harris. I had the opportunity, my class was canceled last night. So I said, okay, let me go on over here with Shawnee. So I went to Harris Elementary School. Shawnee, I call him Shawnee. He's been Shawnee for a long time. I went to Harris and they had a PBIS ice cream social yesterday. And I had a wonderful time, and I don't know what he's doing to get that much parent support. Maybe he can give me some pointers, but I have never seen that many parents come out. Sean, I'm so proud of you. And I'm so proud. And I appreciate your time and talking to me. I appreciate you inviting me. And I can't speak for anybody else, but anybody that's always known me when I've been in this district, Aunt Rock will come out. Miss Rock will come out. Please, if you're having anything in the building, just email me. If I know what's going on and I don't have a family function going on or I'm not in school, I will be there. I'm at every football game. Saturday morning, I'm in the communities going to the football games in the community. So please, invite me. Invite the board. I do drag members along with me. Thank you. Thank you. I do. So if I know about it, I will make every effort to show up. And do I have anything else? I don't want to. I gave my shout outs, right? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Mrs. Irons. Mr. Diorio, do you have a solicitor's report?
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Diorio. Dr. Butz, is there any administrative updates?
Just one item. I had two, but I lost the one. Just a heads up, we do have a supplemental addition. We have a supplemental position that likely we have to notify the person that we interviewed sometime earlier this week. It's a cheerleading middle school Bless you.
Bless you.
Cheerleading middle school / high school position. The person was not notified. So approval process will have to be, I will survey the board once the person's notified with the information, and as long as I get a majority of the board saying yes, then we'll do a ratification, because it's actually a fall,
That was my question.
not a winter position. So fall is rapidly advancing, so we'd like to have it be available. So that's a heads up to the board. I will put either a red flag or something important, so that once I get the 5, we will do a ratification at the next board meeting for that. But by the next board meeting, most of the activities would be done by that time. There's also in your packets, I believe there is a Delaware County Community College invitation to their board dinner, which is the Wednesday before our next board meeting. I believe it's Wednesday the 25th, possibly? 24th. So that would be right before our next board meeting, so please take a look at it, and you can either respond directly or you can get back in touch with my office so that we can notify the community college. It is a very nice event, gives some feedback to us about what the money that we spend with the community college goes to, both here at the Southeast Delaware County branch, but also up at the Marple branch. And they're the items that I remember. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Woods. I see we have one person for citizen regarding the non-agenda item. Her name is Mrs. Briscoe Williams. She's also a former member of Southeast Delco School Board. And Mrs. Williams, may I have your name and address, please? 3 minutes.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Butts, school board members, teachers, administrators, and staff. It's an honor for me to be here tonight. I'm going to talk really fast because I don't want that buzzer to go off while I'm talking. Anyways, I want to apologize for just getting to the school board for this information. My classmates and I have been extremely busy. We're planning our 35th reunion for Academy Park High School. I am a member of the first graduating class of Academy Park High School. So I just had called the office of Dr. Butts and asked could I come in tonight, because it's time to let the board and the teachers and administration and the community know what we're doing and what we're planning. So I have a brief letter that I want to read, and with the board's permission, I would like to pass this letter out to the teachers and the administrators so that if they're interested in participating with us, that they may do so. Because it's only a handful of us, and we're trying to do a tremendous thing by planning this 35th reunion. This is really big for us. So
Could you
would
read
bear
the
with me?
letter?
Yes, I am going to read the letter, Madam President. Okay, Academy Park High School, class of 1983, the beginning. The 35th Class Reunion Committee for the very first class of Academy Park High School would like to extend the opportunity for the Southeast Delco School Board, faculty, and administrative staff to attend our class reunion. The reunion dinner will be held on October the 13th, 2018 at 7:00 p.m. at the Heritage Ballroom located on McDade Boulevard in Holmes, Pennsylvania. The tickets are $75. This includes dinner, a souvenir journal, and a special gift from the class of 1983. It is with great honor, dignity, and pleasure that we are celebrating such a wonderful occasion. The class of 1983 would like to participate in the homecoming parade on October the 5th, 2018. If you are interested and would like to attend our 35th class reunion, please feel free to contact Ms. Cynthia Briscoe Williams, myself at 484-493-8502. And on behalf of the 35th Reunion Committee, we would like to thank you for the time and opportunity. Ms. Terry D. Ham, Detective Michael J., Miss Crystal Washington, Miss Justina Griffin, Miss Sean Stevens, and myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilson Williams. Announcement for further meetings of the board.
Can I have one more moment?
Yes, you can, Dr. Boots.
Thank you. Two items. One, the letter, we'll make sure the letter does get distributed. So thank you for that. The second item, which I had forgotten, was our TV channel has not been working for last couple of months. There is a item that we are unable, a part that we're unable to get immediately. So it's not to be working. We're to try to, again, find it someplace, but our provider that we normally go through has not been able to get it. It's on back order. The earliest they say is the end of November. However, we are to do a workaround. We do have the ability to put the board on the board meeting on YouTube, similar to what we do with the night's announcement. We will provide a link to that on our website, and we are to do our very best to put that information on our TV channel so that people will be able to see, here's how you can view the board meeting, and we will put that up so that there is a workaround, even if we can't broadcast it live on the TV channel. That's the best we can do right now. I'll give a further update in the next 2 weeks at the committee of the whole meeting. Just a reminder, committee of the whole meeting, Madam President will highlight that. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Boots. Committee of the whole meeting is scheduled 1 week in advance earlier because there's a school board conference during the following week that the normal committee of the whole meeting would be held. So that meeting is on Thursday, October 11, 2018 at 6 p.m. The board meeting is Thursday, October 25th, 2018 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.